There's a lot of money in Oscar De La Hoya's bag.
Is that it? Yeah, that's it. Let's finish. That's it. Let's go.
Manny Pacquiao has beaten Oscar De La Hoya.
It's a beating now.
Here, number 2.
And a huge jab that puts Ugas down. Caught him right towards the end of the round.
When Oscar De La Hoya talks boxing, the world doesn't always pause, but real fight fans listen, especially when the name Manny Pacquiao comes up. This isn't idle chatter from a retired legend watching from a distance. This is one of the sport's all-time greats reflecting on the man who once broke him down in the ring, methodically, brutally, and completely. In 2008, De La Hoya stepped through the ropes as the Golden Boy. He left as something else entirely, a fighter who had just faced a force he couldn't contain. A comeback. His potential opponent? Mario Barrios, a strong, hungry, and active fighter 16 years his junior. On paper, it's lopsided. Barrios has youth, size, and momentum on his side. But De La Hoya sees more than the stats. He's felt Pacquiao's whirlwind up close, the impossible angles, the lightning speed, and the pressure that never relents. It's more than physical, it's mental warfare. And that's exactly why De La Hoya believes Pacquiao might still have one last storm left in him. This isn't nostalgia. It's not fan fiction. It's an honest assessment from a man who knows what it's like to be overwhelmed by Pacquiao's fury. So when Oscar says Manny can still win, he's not selling a dream. He's reminding us of a truth that time may have buried, but never erased.
Was breaking down. I fought Pacquiao, and I was a dead man walking. I walked inside the ring, and my legs were shaking, and I was like, please just knock me out. Just stop me right here.
Really?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Well, if Oscar, if you know your body is breaking down, you know you're not the fighter that you once were, why take a fight with Pacquiao when you know he's a dangerous man?
Because I dared to be great.
Like good time.
Sure. Here's a rewritten version of the passage, preserving the meaning and emotion while tightening the structure and flow. To understand why Oscar De La Hoya's opinion on this matchup carries real weight, you need to go back to December 6, 2008, the night Manny Pacquiao effectively retired him. This wasn't just another bout in De La Hoya's decorated career. It was the one that shattered the myth. De La Hoya was the bigger man, the pay-per-view king, and the heavy favorite. Pacquiao had just moved up from lightweight. The odds, the narrative, the media, all tilted in Oscar's favor. But from the opening bell, it was clear something was off. Or rather, something was on, for Pacquiao. He moved like a glitch in the Matrix, darting in and out, landing shots from angles that seemed to defy physics. De La Hoya looked slower with each round, his punches more desperate, more hollow. By the end of the 8th, his corner had seen enough. They stopped the fight. It was the first time De La Hoya had been utterly dominated, and it was the last time he ever stepped into the ring. Afterward, he was brutally honest, my style wasn't suited for his. My pride got the best of me. He's just too fast. That kind of humility is rare from a legend. But when it comes to Manny Pacquiao, even legends have to yield to reality. That night wasn't just a win for Pacquiao. It was a seismic shift in boxing. It marked the end of the Golden Boy era and the rise of a new icon. And for De La Hoya, it left more than just a loss. It left a lasting, first-hand memory of what it's like to face Pacquiao at full speed. So when De La Hoya offers his take on how Manny might fare against someone like Mario Barrios, he's not just giving an opinion. He's recalling a storm he once stood in the middle of. He knows, if that version of Pacquiao shows up, even at 70%, Barrios is in for a fight he can't possibly prepare for. That history doesn't just make Oscar's commentary credible. It makes it cut.
That's wrong.
Just action from round 1. They're simple. De La Hoya is so much taller. Pacquiao so much faster. And now De La Hoya.
But using him at the moment.
But if we're getting busy watching the devil, right now, Manny is hit him with his back.
Momentarily shocked.
At 46 years old, Manny Pacquiao isn't supposed to still be a threat, not by boxing's traditional standards. He's been out of the ring since August 2021, when he lost to Yordanes Ugas by unanimous decision. That night looked like the end. The footwork flashed, the flurries came in bursts, but the speed wasn't sustained. The timing, just a half step off. He wasn't the hurricane of old. Just the fading winds at the edge of a passing storm. And yet, Here we are, 2 years later. Rumors of a return. Training camp photos. Sparring clips leaking online. That same unmistakable fire in his eyes. The whispers are getting louder. Manny Pacquiao might not be finished after all. The truth is, most fighters chase legacy. But Pacquiao is legacy. He's the only 8-division world champion in boxing history. He's fought and beaten Hall of Famers across 4 decades. But what sets him apart isn't just what he's done, it's how he's done it. Pacquiao doesn't box conventionally. He doesn't slowly break you down with methodical precision. He overwhelms. His style is built on chaos, unpredictable angles, lightning bursts, double steps, and triple pivots. He uses his entire body as a weapon. Most fighters age out of that style in their 30s. Pacquiao defied that timeline deep into his 40s. Even in 2019, at age 40, he dropped top-ranked welterweight Keith Thurman in the first round and won by split decision. So, could that version of Pacquiao show up against Mario Barrios? Oscar De La Hoya thinks it's possible, and it's not just blind hope. In past interviews, De La Hoya didn't dwell on Pacquiao's power. What stunned him was the timing. The way Manny would slip just outside of range, then counter with blistering combinations. That kind of anticipation doesn't vanish overnight. If anything, it sharpens with experience, even as the body begins to slow. And here's what most fans overlook. Barrios has never faced anyone like Pacquiao. Sure, he's seen power, Thurman beat him too. But Thurman fights in straight lines. Pacquiao doesn't. Manny comes in from the left, drops low, shoots up, disappears, then explodes again from nowhere. If even a faded version of that shows up, Barrios will be staring down a puzzle that better fighters have failed to solve. Of course, there's risk. Pacquiao hasn't fought in 3 years. His legs may not hold up. His reflexes might betray him. But De La Hoya's belief suggests this isn't just about youth versus age. It's chaos versus order. And even now, Pacquiao thrives in chaos. So when people dismiss the idea that Manny could beat a younger, taller, fresher opponent like Barrios, they're forgetting who they're dealing with. This isn't just a boxer. This is Manny Pacquiao, the last of a dying breed. And if Oscar De La Hoya says he might still have one more fight left in him, that belief didn't come from nowhere. It came from experience. From memory. From being in that storm himself.
Manny Pacquiao. Oh, service! And let me tell you, that was just a quick punch.
Mario El Azteca Barrios isn't flashy, he doesn't have to be. In an era dominated by loud personalities and viral theatrics, Barrios has carved out his place through discipline, fundamentals, and quiet consistency. He's part of the new wave of boxing talent, athletic, technical, and completely unbothered by noise. At 29, Barrios stands nearly 5 feet 10 inches with a 71-inch reach, a full 4 inches taller than Manny Pacquiao, with a clear advantage in both height and length. More importantly, he's active. His most recent fight was a decisive win over Yordenis Ugas, the same man who beat Pacquiao in 2021. That victory wasn't just a comeback after back-to-back losses to Gervonta Davis and Keith Thurman. It was a statement. Barrios is still here, still evolving, and now more comfortable and dangerous at welterweight than ever before. But Oscar De La Hoya sees what the box score doesn't always reveal. He knows Barrios may be talented, but has never faced anything like Manny Pacquiao. Against Gervonta Davis, Barrios started strong but struggled when the pressure ramped up. Davis, much smaller in stature, managed to break him down with movement, timing, and power. That fight exposed something crucial. Barrios can be unraveled by rhythm he can't predict, by speed he can't match, and by fighters who don't play by the rules. The blueprint is there. The real question is, can a 45-year-old Pacquiao still execute it? Barrios brings a slow burn to the ring. He sets the pace with his jab, controls range effectively, and prefers clean, calculated openings over wild exchanges. He's composed and strategic. But history has shown, when that structure is disrupted, Barrios struggles. Davis cracked it. Thurman cracked it. And if Pacquiao still has those trademark bursts in his arsenal, it could keep Barrios from ever getting comfortable. Yes, Barrios' win over Ugas added complexity. He scored a knockdown, dictated much of the tempo, and showed improved poise and timing. His work rate has matured. His confidence is back. But even in that performance, Ugas, despite dealing with injuries, still found moments to land. And Ugas is orthodox and predictable. Pacquiao is none of those things. His southpaw chaos wrapped in championship DNA. And what's fascinating is that Barrios has never truly faced someone who fights like Pacquiao. Someone who brings relentless volume, rapid angle shifts, and a complete disregard for conventional patterns. He's used to fighters standing in front of him or circling in familiar rhythms. Manny doesn't do that. He darts, pivots, vanishes, and reappears at new angles before you've even reset. If this fight turns into a long, tactical chess match, Barrios likely wins on points. He's younger, taller, fresher, and better conditioned. But if Pacquiao can still summon that early round intensity, the kind that blitzed Thurman and overwhelmed De La Hoya, it could flip the entire fight. And De La Hoya seems to believe that version of Pacquiao isn't gone. Barrios might be the calm. But Pacquiao is the storm. And the storm doesn't come quietly. Oscar De La Hoya doesn't hand out compliments lightly, especially not to fighters who've stood across from him. But with Pacquiao, there's always something different in his tone, an edge of respect shaped by experience. After their 2008 bout, Oscar didn't sugarcoat it, he was too fast. Too unpredictable. Just too good. Years later, that impression hasn't faded. So when De La Hoya recently spoke about the possibility of Pacquiao facing Barrios, he didn't dismiss it as fantasy or chalk it up to age. Instead, he focused on how Manny could still win. That tells you everything. Because when you've been overwhelmed by someone in the ring, outmoved, outthought, outpunched, you don't forget it. What De La Hoya sees in this fight is more than just names and numbers. He sees styles. He sees rhythm. He sees chaos. Barrios is methodical. Pacquiao is unpredictable. And in boxing, chaos, when paired with brilliance, sometimes wins. Pacquiao's southpaw stance is already a nightmare for orthodox fighters. But it's how he uses it, darting in, pivoting offline, resetting before his opponent can react, that makes him truly dangerous. Barrios is long and skilled, but is not known for shutting down angles. And against Manny Pacquiao, that could be a problem no height or reach advantage can solve.
6 years old. You have to remember that. To give your body some rest. Rest right now is Manny Pacquiao's friend. In between training, in between sparring sessions.